Hello everybody, my name is Tanner and welcome again to another video. Parkour map that I just found is called Acer's Parkour 33. This guy can pump up many maps. I think he has surpassed even me and Vinny, I think. Well, this actually looks pretty cool and unique. Castle of Ace. Why is it Castle of Ace? I don't know anything about cards, so forgive me. And I almost fell there. Stupid idiot. Anyway, so guess we are in a castle. Castles these days are very abundant. We got few castles in the past. We got this guy just standing in there in the center, like he's the king of the world. I'm a bit of an OCD, and that definitely isn't lining up with my cursor right there. Should have fixed that better, Acer. Ha 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 ha. Anyways, be warned, I may be talking about politics, or maybe not. I don't know. I don't know whatever comes up in my mind. That's what it appears. I can certainly still underjump, so that's good. Though the first level seems, what do you call that? What do you call that? Not for noobs. I'm not really. Okay. There are X on the side, so that is very obvious. Maybe there is a hidden tunnel below. Is that it? I'm just not sure. I just cannot comprehend my brain. Can I drop down? Nothing here. We can't seem, unless we MSL, we can't. Instant death, it appears. So, someone's flying behind us. Just ignore it. Anyway, so, yeah. I guess this is a good map for exploration. That's the plus side of playing parkour maps. So... Oh! There's a teleporter. I guess that's what you call an idiot. Idiot man. Idiot man. Can't seem to do basic jump anymore. I need to upgrade my specs so that I could have smoother experience if I want to achieve good greatness. And yeah, there we go. Guess that was the first section and we are in the first room. I'm not particularly sure where to go, but guess you could stand from here. You know that I can spring. So this is the first... Can I jump there? I guess you can. Oh. The goal is to get the grenade. Why don't I just do that? Land and kill ball. I guess we need to do some grenade jumps right here. And that is the thing that I don't like. Sometimes I overcapacity myself. What am I going to talk about? I don't know. Let's talk about random things. I already talked random things in the past. Politics. Stereotypes. I don't know what to talk about. So I think we should move on from talking about that and instead talk about I don't know. My brain is kind of blank for today. So I apologize. That was so beautiful. It bumped on me and thus it didn't explode. And we get some people doing that sort of thing. They just love doing that orbital strike package. Orbital strike package. Alright. That's actually good. Now, even though I'm a bit slow, that's better than nothing. I like these jumps, they're not too bad. And outside, you can see the other sections of the castle, I guess. I actually played Minecraft parkour. It's just so bad. I just hate it. Like, there's no, there's just no movement. It's all static. That's what it feels like. What I mean to say is static is that it sticks with its own laws, established laws, unlike in Halo Reach where there are certain physics. I guess it depends on the engine. So that's the cool thing about Halo Reach is you could have large jumps of gaps from ledges while using the physics or the speed of your momentum. In Minecraft, no such thing exists unless the only cool thing in Minecraft is the usage of command blocks to achieve those ridiculous speeds and criteria specifically, but they are not they're not like in Halo Reach where you could do this. Oh, you can't do it, you can skip it by doing this sort of extremely difficult technique, but hey, it's fun. Unlike Minecraft, where you can't even do that, you are limited by your capacity. One of the downsides of you can do whatever you want, but you're still limited by the physics itself. I mean, no offense to Minecraft. Minecraft's a pretty cool game. I'm just yapping. I just love to yap. That's me, Tickler himself, yapping. Should I jump here? Yes. A bridge. Guess so. I like this map. It's not too hard. Not too difficult. Pretty cool. I'm actually scared that I would slip there. Because I'm kinda lagging for whatever reason. And yeah. We are entering the first domain. Is this the domain? No, I mean, what do you call that? I forgot the lore in Halo, where they have this. I think it's the domain. Yeah, it is the domain. It's like the internet for the Forerunners, but massively. It's like cloud storage. I don't know, man. I forgot about the lore. I love Halo 4. Some people may not like Halo 4, but I love it. I haven't read the books though. I don't plan to. I don't think it's practical to buy a book. I'd rather buy my bicycle parts. I plan to buy. I'm waiting for my helmet that is still yet to arrive for some reason. Even though I ordered it in April 17 and now it's 23. Cheater. Ooh. MSL is not cheating. So this is the throne room. The Imperium. The Imperium. Bad child. You really can see people here who have you met in game. That's what makes it great, I guess. Okay, so towards here. Alright, doesn't want us to go there. That's fine. Nice spring. Well, that worked. It's actually very difficult to play in my position right now because I have a very tiny chair. Why am I subjecting myself to this misery? Well, I like it. It's comfortable. La 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 la. Alright. Ah, frick. Oh, I see the jetpacks. You could see the jetpacks. You could actually see the jetpacks, and then there's chaos everywhere. I'm not wearing my headphones. So that's the end, huh? Pretty cool to see it in glimpse in this very room. I could MSL up there, but that will be cheating. Let's rather not do that. That's not a novel way of playing parkour anymore, unless if it's necessary. Only when it is necessary. So I want to share about something in real life. So I've been cycling a lot. I like it, but not really proper cycling. More like an errand cycling. I only cycling or ride my bike when my mom tells me to buy this, and then I just do with it. But you know, it's not fun because I'm very limited in the space around in my town. I really wanted to go far, but at the same time, I'm too lazy because I don't have a helmet. When I have no helmet, it's like there's a limited capacity for me to venture out, even though I could, whatever that is supposed to be. So I don't know if it's the side or should I just go there. This is such an evil section. What the flip am I even doing? Alright, so... Wait. I mean, I could jump from there. This is honestly confusing, or I'm just that bad. Yes, I am just that bad. I guess you're supposed to go there. Wow. La 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 la. La 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 la. Alright, guess that's where our next destination is. Should have seen this one. I'm just that bad, I guess. Oops, oops. Not where to go. I am not sure where to go. Wowzers. You know what? I want to talk about something. So, regarding about issues in not really personal issue, but more of a how do you handle scandals, controversies. So a lot of people tend to do like apology. That's the right way to do it, morally speaking. But there's another way to actually handle it. Purely evil way. Not really evil, but more of just to prevent from making it spread rumors. So for example, let's do a case. You, let's say that you have, what do you call that? You're accused of corruption. You stole money. You did some kickbacks. And then but there was not enough evidence. So this is a special case because the evidence is clearly not concrete, not enough that it could cover you still. And so how do you engage this? Maybe this is not the best example of case, but let's just change it. I'm just bad at examples. Case number one will be like you despise someone and you wanted them gone. So how do you do that? How do you do that? Actually, you don't need to do that. You are just being counterproductive if you want them gone, if you invest so much resources. Because when you do that, there are prying eyes around all of us. People love to gossip, ask questions, research, and like, oh, and then they make their own conclusions or maybe even make their own stories to kind of like a dramatization of the event. So for example, your what do you call that? Finally, no, I didn't know I could stand there, so I just want to spring. Yes. Not sure where to go. Guess there. Pretty cool. Well, at least we progress. That's what matters. So basically, what would happen if if you try to basically, someone makes a false accusation against you and then it gone viral. So what is the proper way to deal with this? Is basically to address or ignore. So tons of people will address it saying it's false. And so yeah, that's a proper way to do it. I guess there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know what I'm talking about. I guess it needs to be a specific case for me to work. So for example, you got people who are basically like, once said something about, or maybe just don't talk about it. If you want something to be forgotten, I guess the best approach is to never brought it up, like it never exists. I guess that's how people survive, to be honest. Basically, if you treat it as it never exists, you never bring it up. So if you want to, I don't even know what I'm talking about. Let's just make some random stuff. So if you want to destroy someone, you have to invest resources, right? So in doing so, you attract attention, and to do that, you gave the other person ammunition that, oh, this guy is wants wants to delete this guy. Why? I want to find out about it. So yeah, you just attract attention. I guess it's also against if you don't do anything since you want to destroy the person. So I guess it doesn't apply to this case. Whatever I am talking about, my brain is actually degrading. Or you could say that you gave me, the person with the capacity to speak without clearly thinking. And that's me, Tickle. So that's the downsides of modern society. Other people were given access to tools that they're not that good at. Nothing wrong with that. But I just like to trash them. I love being a hater. I love controversies. I just love when there's fighting going on. It makes my brain go, yep, continue, destroy each other. Now I think we are going borderline with this. When I can't even spring this basic ledge for some reason, and then I got it. Who is? I thought that was a person. It was clearly a rock. Guess we should drop down here. And we are inside the chambers. Harry Potter, the Chamber of Destiny. Is it? No, the Chamber of Secrets. What the flip was I talking about? Destiny. Destiny. And we got Player Acer. This is the creator of this map. I don't know why he left the Discord. Apparently, something happened in there. Oh, lolo, but that's not my business. I want to talk about it, but nah. That'll be counterproductive to this video. And rocks. Why do people love rocks? Rocks need no protection from the rain. Okay. Then you go there to the sides. Then you go up. I like that it's not entirely like a spring jump where you bump your head if you fail. There's clearly fail safes, and I like that. Now, what is this? Huh? Okay, I thought I have to reset, so thankfully there's nothing bad here. Basically, what I'm trying to say earlier is there's something effect where if you want someone to forget about it, don't ever mention it. And that's actually a good strategy. You don't like someone, that's also against your strategy, because if you're not doing anything, that someone could threaten whatever you're doing. And so if you actually do something that's also against, that could also backfire you and give the other person ammunition to grow. So you're stuck in a position. You're in a position where you just do nothing and win. That's basically it. I think this is an under jump. Yep. I'm just confused. I just hope that I won't fall. No, I don't like that. I like that. Now where? Rocks, I guess? Drop down here. What the flip? I didn't know I could slip there tremendously. That's why I was not in a mood to fall down right now. Especially if I get this far. Whoa! I like this. No, let's just go down. I have no lighting, so... Oh, we are at the end of the tunnel. We got teleported. More tunnels. What's... Oh, I guess that's not the right way. Set it. Okay then. Okay. Didn't mean to do that. Let us fix ourselves. Wowzers. And basically, if you... I guess just do nothing and win. If you do anything, people will take notice and take advantage of that. Basically. I want to talk about something. Public transportations. No. Public infrastructure. So each nation has its own strengths in infrastructure. And... how do you get good? No, we're not going to talk about infrastructure. We're going to talk about the skill, the experience attained by whatever course, work, subject one is subjected to. Whatever it may be, a country, organization, districts, whatever, a group. All of that won't work without skill and experience. So I'm mainly talking about skilled jobs like engineering, science, med tech, technology, basically everything. So how does one achieve that? You need to invest. Without investments, your population wouldn't know a thing about it. So how do you properly invest that? You invest that through, of course, the education. People could get to the courses so that they'll learn. Students, children, they'll be the future workers of a nation. So naturally, it is better to entrust to them because they're... so that they could use that knowledge to expand, develop, and keep that learnings. So how do you lose that? That's actually the most difficult part, is losing it. How does one, or how does a nation lose that capacity to work, engineer, and basically do those sort of experience? By abandoning it. Basically, human beings tend not to live very long. So when we often don't learn from history, so naturally we forget a lot of things from the past. Diplomacy, negotiations, war. We always repeat war because it's in our genes to not learn history. We often repeat the same mistakes, or it often rhymes. And so that's just the human limitations, is we can't go beyond that. And so to prevent that from ever happening, which is why books exist to read. But there's also a difficulty gap between being when you were during in that event, such as a devastating conflict, or living in peace and reading about it and not experiencing anything about it. So yeah, the most important skill is to always use it, because once you stop using it, you forgot. For example, me, I was basically idle for a few months, and because of that, I forgot most of the lessons. Even though I passed in the exam for the SA eligibility for my course, I have no memory recollection of such subjects anymore. That's because I haven't used my brain. I only yap in Halo Reach while playing parkour map. And so we tend to forget and the lessons learned are forgotten. And so it's very important that we save this knowledge, and aside from saving this knowledge, we pass it down to the next generation. But I hate rocks. I hate rocks. Why is everyone so into rocks? Like the slippery and everything else. Gosh, I hate rocks. Rock parkour. Yes, we can now climb. Let us hope we won't slip. If I slip, I'll probably rage quit. Under jump. There we go. I'm not even sure if this is the proper way. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going, but there is a mark right here. We are on the center of whatever this is. The creator himself is playing here. Deotard. What the flip? Okay. So it does not want us to go beyond. Fine. But here it's okay. Okay. Right side it is. La 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 la. I do like and dislike this sort of jumps. They're easy by the looks of it, and also difficult to control when you propel yourselves upward. Ouch. See a laser. Is that some sort of deadly laser? Then there's an rocket launcher. Sound wave. No. I overjump. I'm just that bad, I guess. There we go. Education is really important. Without education, we wouldn't learn. So, please, learn as much as possible. This is a cliche message by Tickler. Ah, break. And now we are struggling. I have to change my chair positions because it has been difficult to control my keyboard on a very tiny chair. Right now, I seem to have improved a little bit. I think so. Maybe not. Maybe not entirely. Just that bad, I guess. Honestly, I could MSL this whole thing. Alright, let's MSL it. I am not happy. Alright, we see the mark. I guess the problem here is that it will throw us off a bit. I don't really know what to talk about anymore. So basically that's what I said. We need to constantly use our skill or else we forgot. 2 more. 1 more, I guess. 1 more. Another more. And there we go. And you know what? That's the sucky part. Is you don't know if you get flung too hard or not. And as such, we got Tickle Boy. Yeah. We are progressing. I see a rocket launcher. Oh, maybe it's a different. We are here. I could go there, but then someone decided to shoot. Luckily, my safe jumping skills are very superb. So we got there. I could be tempted to go there, but there could be a teleporter up here. covers it. That most likely could be the culprit. Or not. Just leave me alone. Okay. I don't know who's shooting. I just don't like someone is dictating what I'm supposed to be doing. So I won't lag. Oh, it's just I don't mind. At least it's a resting part. This is actually a pretty cool section. Ah! Someone got sniped mid-air. Whoever that was. No, 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 no. Anyways, I don't know what to talk about. Nothing, I guess. Let's move on. I guess the cool thing about this section is that you could skip like this. No crap, tickle. That isn't even a skip. You flew into a kill barrier. There's a kill barrier here? That's crazy. Okay, tickle. Concentrate. There we go. It's actually pretty neat. Now we are in the section where we're going to be sliding upward. Yes, these are so precise. To be honest, I really wanted to buy a action camera. One is that I want to record my cycling because it looks pretty sick, to be honest. I actually want to order, like, you know, a big chain ring so that I could propel my bike faster. I guess it doesn't want us to slide up. It requires a plasma. Fine. No, 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 no. The real big ol'. Still not enough. Guess we are in the mongoose section. I already played mongoose from Jim's Global. But hey, it's probably easy. I think so. Would this be section B? La 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 la. Wow, easy, huh? Wow. Maybe I'm just trash. Just kidding. That was just a warm up. Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna ace that one. I'm gonna ace this castle. Ping 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 ping. Look how I do it. See, that's how I do it. That's how you do it. You move it. Ooh, my experience in mongoose has come forth. It has now come forth. I think so. I think so. Don't fall. Tickle, don't fall. Don't you freaking fall. Frick. Ha! That's how you do mongoose. See? I was just trolling the first try. Guess we can drop down now. I wanna die. Booyah. Oh, no, no. No, 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 no. Don't overjump. I almost fell. Maybe I could actually skip towards here, but I'm just that stupid. There's an arrow here, so... Which means... It's an arrow to the top. An arrow to the top. That's pretty above. No! You know what? Nah, MSL is cheating, so we shall not be doing that. I really want to watch film, but at the same time I don't. So there aren't any good films out there anyways that pertains to my taste. I'm a bit of a high standard guy myself. I like good films, good TV shows. I really like TV shows that are more building the world with fantasy. So I've been craving a more of a Game of Thrones expanse type of story, but they rarely come by. That's why I was watching Freerun. Freerun. Honestly, the amount of Deus Ex that pops up of Freerun is crazy. What I meant to say is that it's like, oh, I haven't. I mean, no, not really. Is that it's very convenient. That's what it feels. I mean, it's a good slice of life, but it just feels convenient sometimes. But I really like that Fryren isn't like the strongest ever. That's how. That's what I prefer. Not that I prefer. Not that I'm against it. But what I meant to say is that it makes sense that she's a mage. She is powerful, but only on her category. And most of her opponents are mages, so that makes sense. The closest that she could die was against, what's her name? Solita? Solitaire. Not the game Solitaire. Solitar, I think. The demon. But yeah, this is also an unnamed demon. That's why it's very dangerous. Because Freeran doesn't know anything about them. Thus, they're as dangerous as her, masking her mana. And so, both Freeran, Fern, and Stark defeated this demon Solitar. And I was at the part just after the, what do you call that? Time manipulation, and I don't really like that one. I actually like that the new generation is stronger than the old one because it makes sense. Well, the old one may have difficulty, what do you call that? In their upbringing maybe, but the lessons learned could be passed down, and thus the new generations should, or realistically, be stronger. Except for One Piece, which is very stupid. That's why I'm not a big fan of old gen in One Piece. I don't like how glaze these people are in the old generation, like Whitebeard. Like, he got bullied by Kizaru, and then you got people like ranking him high up in the top. That's the new strongest should be Luffy and the current gen of Shanks and the Admirals. So Luffy has to surpass those people. But the old gen being stronger than the Admirals and the current Emperors is crazy. Which is why I don't really like the power scaling there. It doesn't make sense that the old generation has to be stronger than the new. Anyways, guess we're going to go to this bulb. Should I go there? I guess. I see the light. I wonder who. Near the throne room. So that's just my minor complaint. Ignore me. If you don't watch One Piece, this doesn't concern you. I just don't like the power scaling where the, I don't know, I just don't like it. I just don't like it when I can't concentrate. Crouch jump. Oh, okay. I just don't like it when old generations are glaze, over praise, or over, he's insane, this is the power, blah blah blah. I mean, yeah, duh. I thought I was gonna fumble there. Luckily I don't. Haha. I think we're closer now. This does reminds me of my map. I don't want to mention it. That's top secret. Luckily I didn't fall. I hope they do have teleporters here, right? They do. Venus Lighthouse reminds me of it too, and the other map, but not really necessarily. So yeah, I dislike the fact that the old generation seems stronger than the new one. I mean, eventually the new one will surpass the old. That makes sense, but the way it's written, where this old guy can still do this, that it's meh to me. I don't like it. Come on, stop complaining, Tickle, and just play the game. No one's here to listen to your yapping session. Can't even spring jump. When will you give me the spring jump? And of course I slip. Of course. Honestly, Emu being the strongest is not bad. But I prefer the antagonist. I prefer the final villain to be Blackbeard. He's more compelling. Not compelling in a good way, but more like he's the only bare minimum good compared to the rest that are very bland. One Piece is just not that good in writing. It's just decent. Well, if we can't do that, let's just do that. Are you stupid, Tickle? Why didn't you think of that? No! Who's watching? Get out! It does not want us to progress upward. Fine. You want me to be so edgy? I have to be... Someone below me, please wait, sir. Just make me spring. That's all I want. That's all I want. I freaking hate this. It does not want me. And now I'm also lagging. Bro, what is bro doing? I know how to jump, bro. No need to do that. I guess we're gonna have to wait there. I'll be right back. Waiting session is so back. My thighs are sweating. We got his ass jumping on top of us and he slipped. I could do that, but it's very... Oh, I see. I see. I have foreseen it. Guys, I actually foresaw it. Now to do the jump. You just pray. You're gonna get it. That's all. I could MSL this whole thing, to be honest. Yeah, he made it! Oh, why didn't I underjump there? That was very stupid of me. I am so laggy right now. I am so insanely laggy. This is the only downside with parkour, is people tend to help too much. I think we're in a good spot. Or not. I guess we need to be better. I actually have a solution. It's quite easy. You just need to pray. can't spring. How do they even spring? Like those pros. I just don't understand how they manage to time it correctly without without messing it up. I hate the nature of springs is because it's what do you call that? It's a bit RNG for me. I prefer a consistent spring. That's why I prefer underjump. That guy got flung like crazy. Honestly, I could MSL from here. No! We actually got it. Manage the solution here is to face away and hope for the best. Bro! I found the solution. You just hope for the best. Bro! Don't interfere! I just wanna get it. It doesn't want it, so be it. It still doesn't want it. Bro, what is bro's problem? Alright, I had to back off a bit and then under jump, which is confusing. Finally, I spring jump. It only worked now? Seriously? Then what? What's this? Wow, this is absolutely evil. So evil, in fact, that I have missed. I actually have a solution. So this might be a stupid plan, but maybe it could work or maybe it could not. Who knows? Such a weird physics. So basically my goal is to go to the Falcon. Or maybe not, let's not just do that. That's a crazy plan. Good news is that I managed to reach to the top. Bad news is I will most likely miss that. So yeah, the solution here I think is to MSL. Since that's what I'm good at. I think so. So anyways, maybe I'll just pause, I'll be right back. I'm not even sure if my MSL will work. Let's just try. I haven't MSL for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So I may have forgotten how to do it. Hopefully not. But I do know how to position myself. That's the only tricky part. I hope I get it. I think that's good enough. 10 seconds. But instead, it's actually a good one. So the problem is we got blocked. So maybe it's better off we go there. That route. Well, let's try if it works. Doesn't.
Game over.
Wait, I actually made it. I actually made it. I actually made it. So I actually made it before it ended. So I don't know if that was the ending, but hey, at least I recorded that. Anyways, thanks for watching. That was Acer's Castle, I guess. Castle's Ace, whatever. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.